Hello, B World. All right, a little late. We already took the lid off to get down into this hive. It is March 3rd or 4th, something around there. We're just looking for what's happening. Everybody asked me what to do to their hives this time of year. So what we're going to do is basically we're looking at what's going on here. If you look down in here, you can pretty much see their nest is right here. We knocked some sugar loose, so what I want to do is we're going to look for some brood. We're going to see how they look. They still feel pretty decent. I'm going to do this backwards. Sorry, I'm right-handed, so same thing you always do. You got to break that seal, pushing it in, not pulling it out, pushing it in, because we don't want to break our boxes. If you have this kind, turn it around. You want the edge to the outside. Most of you should know this. Same thing. Push it in. Man, this moves pretty good for this time of year. It's a big hive. It's nice and soft. So like your normal inspection, we want to get this first frame out of here. I'm going to look for Mama. Make sure she shouldn't be out here. We got pollen coming in.
There's some drones.
Look at there, we got drones. This is a beautiful sign for us queen breeders.
Yeah. The big fat juicy drone.
Look at that. I don't see her here, so I'm just gonna lean this down here on the side. We haven't been down here for a while. It's a mess. All right, next frame in. Look at all that pollen they're bringing in. Holy moly. All that is your maple. Man, these girls are on a mission. Look at all that they brought in. Look at all them drones running around. Yeehaw! This is one of our breeder queens too, just to say. Popping out the boys. There she is. There is a ton of pollen. Yeah, that's the brood pattern we want. Look at wherever there's not a cell, there's pollen. I know these girls are gonna pop.
How many healthy looking boys too?
Well, there's nothing to do to these. Just sheets of pollen. They're pulling nectar in too from somewhere. So what you would be worried about if you opened her up and you get to your brood, if they didn't have honey next to the brood, you'd want to make sure they did. These girls have honey next to the brood, so nothing we need to worry about.
Should we even put a pollen patty on this because they're so packed?
I don't think I want to, but it wouldn't hurt.
Okay.
And I kind of wonder if she's running both boxes. I just want to see how big this is. All hives won't necessarily be this big. They may just be up in this top box.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right, I see brood down in here, so she's running both boxes right now. I don't really want to open it up. But if you look, and that's the older brood getting ready to hatch too. If you can see, you have to look.
It's hard to see on the video. There's some on that frame too.
Yeah, so there's brood down here. I don't want to rip into them. And you could look, if people are also worried about swarm cells, they would be right here. They're not even thinking about it. Another thing you could do if you wanted to look down in here is open these frames up a little. Yeah, let's see if I can help you out. Move some beaver around. You can see some brood right here at the top. This older brood ready to hatch, so a lot of them bees are coming from down here. What we're doing today is that, looking for hives that need some help. This is all the sugar they had left. We're just going to put this back on here. From what I saw, they don't need it, but what we're worried about is later this month. This is March, notorious for having a late freeze. So that's why we're concerned about putting honey next to the brood, because if there's no honey next to the brood and it gets cold like that and they go into a cluster to protect that brood, if there's not honey right here where they can touch it, most of you have already seen dead bees, no honey, even though it was all the way on the other side of the hive. We're just helping them out a little bit. These girls are fine. But we are gonna get them rolling. These are our own special pollen patties. Robin puts them in these little bags. It's nice.
And we're gonna keep the shim on.
I'm gonna keep the shim on. Just to keep that insulation, keep the top of this hive warm for a while. These girls are nice, man. We'll do a couple more here in a minute, and so I might have to have 2 little videos. Our goal is to set up, we're gonna pick a couple hives over here and make a video of what do I do now? That's what you do now. And how to prevent my hive from swarming with leaving the queen and how to prevent my hive from swarming with taking the queen. So we're going to do 2 hives, and we're going to do that throughout this season, so everybody can see what we do to them 2 hives. Green this year, right? So we love these pens. They're called Marsh 88. A little pricey. So we try to use different colors for each year, and you can see on the top of this box, we had red for last year and black for the year before, because it would have been whatever color. Yeah. So the color scheme is, will you raise good bees? And that's the different colors. Today's what? March something? It don't matter. I think it's the 3rd.
I think it's the 3rd, maybe the 4th.
Right. So we're just going to mark on here that we were in here, our own little.
4th, 3-4.
So it's 03, 04. Then it was queen, right? So we put a QR. That's pretty much it. You can see where we had 914 with queen, right? 58, we put a number 8 queen in here. 710 with queen, right? We're not in here all the time, but if you're learning, get in your hive at least every 10 days. No more than 3 weeks. 3 weeks is a whole brood cycle. If something happened that day you were in there and you went back after 3 weeks and you had lost your queen, that hive's in hard shape. So every 10 days, you can see that you don't have new eggs and you have time to deal with that, which means you need a new queen. So call us, we'll hook you up with some queens. All right, thanks. We're gonna make some more.